Hello, so today's video is all about rethinking the suffragettes. I recently read this book, The Suffragette Bombers, Britain's Forgotten Terrorists by Simon Webb, and it made me rethink the suffragettes, and I wanted to talk to you about that today. So this book is an interesting take on the suffragettes. It talks about them not as the innocent freedom fighters that we think of them today, but as something a little bit different. It's basically trying to challenge your view on the suffragettes. And as you might know, if you've watched many of my videos before, I did a So You Want to Be a Suffragette video. I've done a video on the colours of the WSPU, which I'll link around here, and also I'll link down in the description bar if you haven't watched them. I am a big fan of the suffragettes. I think they did a lot for the women's rights movement. And this book was so interesting because it was changing and challenging what I thought, my thoughts and my beliefs about these people. So this book covers a certain amount of topics. Some of them I want to discuss with you today, and I want to see if this book challenges any of your thoughts and feelings on the suffragettes. So the first thing that I think not many people will know, but I did actually know, but it's about the suffragettes didn't actually want all women to have the vote. They wanted educated women, university educated women. They want women which were not working class to have the vote. And that's a little bit naughty, isn't it? But it's one of those things that I can kind of get around. I'm like, okay, it's just, it's class, isn't it? I can kind of work around that. I don't know if you can, but I can kind of work around that because it's class, it's the Edwardian period. Yeah, okay, we'll move that one aside. Next, money. The WSPU received quite a lot of money, and actually there was reports in here that there was a full-time worker who earned the equivalent wage today of £100,000. What on earth? I earn nowhere near that. £100,000. Whoa. But again, I can kind of think about it in an okay way because it's politics, and there's always been money in politics, and I wish there wasn't, but there is, so yeah, okay. Next, it did kind of slightly change my perception of them a bit because I thought about it in a different way. They put acid in post boxes, so postal workers would put their hand in to collect the mail, and then they'd have acid burns on their hands. That's not fair on the workers, is it? That's not an okay thing to do. Another thing that he talks about, which I found very interesting, was Emily Wilding Davison. She was the one, if you don't know her, who ran in front of the horse on the Derby Day. And Simon Webb discusses her as, when she ran out, did she consider the lives of the horse and the life of the jockey? That jockey did survive, but he's very lucky to have survived. When she went out, did she think of it? Because we know that her return ticket was in her handbag. Was it a matter of just going for it? But did at any point cross her mind, actually, I'm putting the life of the jockey at risk as well? Yes. But for me, the thing that really hit home for me when I read this book was the bombing and the burning of churches. Now, religion has always been a bit of a difficult point throughout history. Always has been, always will be. Even in modern society, we're always having lots of problems focusing on politics and religion. And that's what wars always come down to, isn't it? Politics, religion, money, all that junk. But a church, I think despite any religion, even if you're atheist, it's something to be respected. Someone's religion, someone's faith, someone's belief is always to be respected. And to bomb and to burn a church is just, it's cruel, it's evil, and it's just not necessary. The people that actually did some of the bombings and the burnings were actually pelted with stones. And I think it's one of those, you know, reactions. It's a place of sanctuary, not a place as something to be gained. It's not a plaything. It's not, you know, it's not something to be played with and toyed with. It's something to be respected and loved, and that hit me really hard, and I started to question my love of the suffragettes at that moment. Simon Webb then goes on to discuss with the book that we think of terrorism as this modern phenomenon, but he asks, were not these actions acts of terrorism? I don't know. I don't know if I describe them as terrorism. I describe them as criminal. I describe them as cruel. I'd actually kind of describe them as very selfish acts as well. You're putting other people's lives in danger. Yes, made me think. If you're after a book on the suffragettes, which is quite a page turner and will make you rethink what you think about them, pick up this book, The Suffragette Bombers, Britain's Forgotten Terrorists by Simon Webb. Coming away from this now, I think I just need a bit of time to settle it all in my mind, and in no way, shape or form do I think that the suffragettes aren't great people. I'm just questioning the bit about the churches. I'm really struggling with. I'm struggling with kind of thinking that that's okay behaviour. For me, it's definitely not. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Have you read this book? Did it kind of make you question your own kind of thoughts on what you thought? Does that even make sense? Your own thoughts on something that you were so certain on. Is it making you doubt it? Or have you read any other book in a similar sort of circumstance which has really made you rethink new ideas? I always like to have my ideas questioned, so it's a brilliant book if you want that. So that is The Suffragette Bombers. Let me know if you have read it. If you have, did it hit you like a 10-ton truck like it did me? If you haven't, are you going to get your hands on it and have your thoughts on the suffragettes change? So that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care everybody, and I shall see you soon for the next one. Bye!